Welcome back to the Summer Throwback Series. Throughout the summer, we're revisiting some of the most impactful episodes from The Routine Advantage to help you build your 5 foundational routines. By the end of the season, you'll have the simple systems and structure you need to feel more organized, reduce the daily stress, and create more time for what matters most. In today's throwback episode, we're bringing all of your foundational routines together and creating a plan for how you spend your time each day with a daily schedule template. This simple tool is going to help you organize your day, understand where your time is going, and create a schedule that works with your personal priorities and lifestyle. You will learn how to group similar activities together to help you improve efficiency, increase productivity, and create more space in your day. A daily schedule template is not about filling every single minute. It's about becoming more intentional with your time, identifying what truly matters, and recognizing areas where you may be spending time on things that don't align with your goals. We've been talking about creating your 5 foundational routines that I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that everybody needs in their life to feel organized and to feel like they're able to keep up. But you might be thinking, like, okay, when I get my 5 routines in place, then what? Because life happens and my schedule isn't perfect, and I don't think I can keep up with these routines and this schedule because life is life, right? It's not the same every day. And I completely understand that. And I still believe there is a way for you to create these routines in your life and to be organized and also be flexible. So I'm going to show you today how to time block your first routines into a daily schedule template and still have that flexible schedule. Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renee Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage podcast. The first thing that you need to do is to figure out your priorities. You need to know exactly what you need in your schedule before we can actually create your schedule. So if you want help actually going through the 5 routines that I recommend everyone has, you can go to Your Organized Life Blueprint, and there you can grab the workbook I created for you for only $9, and then it walks you through step by step to create these 5 foundational routines that I think you need that can work for your life and are completely customized to you. So if you want to go grab that, it's yourorganizedlifeblueprint.com. But if you aren't ready to grab the workbook or you don't have the extra money to spend on that right now, we can go through a little exercise here together so that you can do this with just a pen and paper. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, we're just going to start by brain dumping everything that you do in a week. So this is basically your overarching to-do list, all the things you need to do. So just write them all down and create this big giant list because you probably have a million things on that list. So go ahead and take some time, write them all down. And then I want you to grab some highlighters. If you don't have highlighters, grab some color crayons, markers, whatever you have. And I want you to start looking through them and thinking of categories. So for instance, maybe your meal planning category is going to be highlighted in blue. So on your list, if you have grocery shopping or needing to make a menu, or maybe it's prepping vegetables or cleaning out the fridge, if these are all part of your meal planning or your meal prep category, you're going to highlight all of those in blue. And this is basically just going to help you separate your list in a way that is visually apparent on what you're doing in each of these routines. So if you're going to go through and lump them into the same categories that I have for the 5 foundational routines, it is number 1, a morning routine, or what you need to do in your morning for you time. This is a personal routine just for you. And then the second is a meal planning routine. And then we have a daily home cleaning routine, a movement or exercise routine, and then a budget routine. And so those are the 5 that I recommend. So if you have 5 different colors and you can lump them into these 5 different areas, that's great. You might have other categories, like maybe all of your meetings and appointments or events maybe are those are in green. So whatever you want to categorize, just categorize them and just go through and highlight each one until all of your list has a color, a designated color. So once you do this, then you can kind of step back and look at what you have. So see how many categories you created and how many things you have to get done. And then next, I want you to go through and I want you to prioritize. To create time in your schedule, you need to figure out if you're actually spending your time on things that are actually necessary. Do you have to be doing these things? Can you weed some things out? When I first started this process, I realized that I was trying to cram in way more things in my day than what I actually had time for. It was physically impossible to do everything that I was trying to do on my to-do list. So of course, I was constantly feeling so drained and exhausted and feeling behind because I was literally draining my mental energy every day and feeling like I was failing because I couldn't keep up. So I really got serious when I was doing this process and looking at what was actually important. And if I had to get it done, did it actually have to get done every day? Could you do it every other day or maybe just once a week so that it's on your plan, but it doesn't have to be done as often as we would like it to so that it fits into our schedule? So when I started doing this, this allowed me to get these things on my list, but in times that I was actually able to accomplish the tasks. And then I was able to spend my time more wisely without feeling completely burned out. So this is what I want you to do is I want you to go through this process for yourself. So once you go through and remove any non-priority items, then we're going to go and we're going to actually create a daily schedule. So if you have the workbook, there is an example of this on page 54, and then a blank template for you to create your own on the next page on page 55. But if you don't have the workbook, I want you to take a blank sheet of paper and write out a time schedule. So on the left side of the paper, start with the time that you get up. So for instance, if you are somebody that gets up at 6 a.m., then write down 6 a.m. at the top, and then underneath that, go 7 a.m., underneath that, it's 8 a.m., and so on. So all the way down the paper until you basically go to bed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start looking at your priority list, and you're going to start plugging in your categories because we lumped them all into categories so that you could get them done at the same time so that it was more time efficient. So if you have all of your meal planning stuff in blue, you're going to try and do all of your meal planning stuff at the same time in your day rather than scattered throughout your whole day. This is going to be so beneficial for you. So once you get your schedule down, you're going to start plugging in your categories. Now, you may want to start with your standing appointments first. So this is if you have those meetings, events, things like that that are time sensitive. Maybe it's you need to work from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So plug those in if they are not able to be shifted to different times. So plug those in first, and then around those, you're going to plug in your categories that you just created on your list. Once you do this, you're going to see what else you're missing. So maybe it's time with your family, maybe it's date nights, things like this. If you don't have time to plug these in at this point, this is a really good time to reprioritize again. And you might have to reprioritize several times through this process, and that's okay. That's the whole point of this, is we need to get you to a point where you have the time to get done what you want to do, because if you can't fit it into your day, you know that something needs to change. So we're going to go through and we're going to create those time blocks, plug them in where they need to go, and then shift and adjust as you need to. Once you get this process done, you will have a daily schedule laid out, and this becomes a template. So I know that every day is not the same, and I'm not expecting it to be. So what you want to do is you want to take this daily schedule template as a starting point for your week. So you're going to take this and you're going to lay it across the week. And then once you get it Monday through Friday, you lay your template out, then you start shifting for the week. So maybe your workday starts at 8 a.m. on Mondays, but on Tuesdays, you start work at 2 p.m. Maybe you have a shifting schedule like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to just take your work block and you're going to bring it down on Tuesday to 2 p.m. So then everything that you had on Monday in the afternoon of where you had those open shifts that you're now working, you need to reorder them and plug them in maybe earlier in the morning or earlier in the day. And you just need to reorder everything on Tuesday. And then you do the same thing for Wednesday. You look at what's on your schedule for Wednesday and you reorder it as needed. So you're using this template as your base week or your base schedule, and then adjust it as you need to. It's just a guide to plan out your week. So at the end of each week, you're going to take a copy of this for the week ahead, and you're going to look at your schedule and you're going to look at your calendar, your appointments, your meetings, things like that that are time sensitive, and just adjust as needed so that you have a plan before you even enter your week. You have a plan of what's happening in the week ahead, and you don't have to worry about everything getting done at this point because you literally went through and created all of your priorities, and you created enough time so that you don't even have to worry about when things are going to get done because you already know when they're going to get done and you know that you created the time to do them. One of the things I will suggest is trying to make sure that you have plugged in space within your day so that if you are needing to adjust things or you're just tired and you need to take a break, that you have the flexibility to be able to do that without feeling like you're behind on any of the things that you're trying to get done. So that's just a little bonus tip there for you, but I do recommend doing that. If you need help with your daily schedule template, come join us in the Facebook group and post a picture of your daily schedule template there because I would love to help. If you want some input from me, I would love to help you. And so come post your picture of your daily schedule template. Let me know what you're struggling with or if you need some help or advice, things like that. And I will be happy to help you with that. It is also, today is the last day to get entered to win an hour of free coaching with me. The details to get entered are pinned at the top of that group, and it will be removed today at the end of today. So make sure if you want an hour of free coaching, go try to win it by entering the group and commenting on that post. So to join the group, go to facebook.com/groups/The Routine Advantage Community. And then hopefully we can connect soon in there. I hope you have a great week. Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.